welcome to Fire Headlines, where we discuss the hottest topics in fire service news. I'm your host, Samantha Didion. It comes as no surprise that one of the top articles shared in the Daily Dispatch this week was about the computer update glitch that disrupted systems globally, including emergency services. So let's dive into what happened, how it affected us in the fire service, and what we can take away from this incident. So this incident occurred on a Friday. Everyone's getting ready for their weekend plans and wrapping up the work week. Until suddenly, employees across various sectors, such as airlines, banks, hospitals, and yes, even emergency services, are staring at the dreaded blue screen of death. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know this is basically a tech nightmare. This massive disruption was caused by a routine software update from cybersecurity company called CrowdStrike. Basically, what happened is that their update malfunctioned and impacted Microsoft's Windows systems worldwide. Keep in mind, Microsoft holds over 72% of the desktop operating systems on the market. It's used by businesses, large organizations, including 43 United States and nearly 300 Fortune 500 companies. All of these went haywire and caused a bunch of chaos. Hundreds of thousands of Microsoft users were knocked offline, and according to Down Detector, 311,000 global outage reports came in within 16 hours. Among these were reports from essential services, including fire departments and emergency responders. To give our listeners a little bit of context, this situation brought back memories of the Y2K bug scare. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Y2K was a computer flaw that was predicted to cause havoc as the year 1999 turned to 2000. Many computer systems use 2 digits to represent the year, so 99 would have become 00. This was feared to cause systems to interpret the year 2000 as 1900, leading to widespread errors and failures. And while significant efforts prevented this major disaster back then, the fear was still very real and the potential for chaos was massive. So this recent glitch was like a modern-day Y2K scenario, except it actually happened. So how did this glitch impact the fire service and first responders specifically? Let's break it down. In states like Alaska and Ohio, 911 phone lines were completely down. For obvious reasons, this was a huge panic. Dispatchers couldn't receive calls or dispatch units effectively, which caused delays to emergency responses. And many fire departments and emergency services obviously rely heavily on digital communication systems to coordinate their responses. With the update glitch, these systems were disrupted and leaded to potential for miscommunications and more delays in response. Article shared in the Daily Dispatch, which comes from the Jefferson Public Radio, states that firefighters and first responders had to revert to backup communication methods as well as manual dispatch methods. Both of these are typically slower, less efficient, and more prone to errors. So not only was response impacted, but record keeping and reporting was as well. Many fire departments use digital systems for incident reporting and record keeping. The outage disrupted these processes, causing delays in logging incidences and potentially impacting future data retrieval and analysis. The National Health Service experienced significant disruptions and delays in emergency medical responses. Ultimately, it was a chain reaction to the glitch that resulted in delayed patient care. Now, all of these impacts underscore just how reliant we've become on technology in emergency services. The glitch didn't just cause inconvenience, it had real-world implications for our ability to respond in emergencies effectively. Air travel saw the biggest disruption as a result of this glitch. Over 2,000 flights were canceled, and twice that number were delayed. Many major airports saw all of their operations come to a standstill. So not only is this an inconvenience, this is also hindering our ability to respond to emergencies effectively especially when coordination with other services is critical. Hospitals delayed appointments and canceled any non-emergency operations. Live news broadcasts were cut short. Even the London Stock Exchange's news service went offline. I thought this was really interesting. A tech executive from Louisville, Adam Robinson, posted on X that this outage is a stark reminder of our dependency on technology. He said, "Modern society and the many comforts we enjoy is a fragile thing." CrowdStrike has since taken the steps to address the issue, stating that it was not a cyber attack, but a software glitch. They quickly withdrew the problematic update and provided a workaround for the affected systems. However, this incident does still serve as a crucial learning opportunity for all of us. So, what are some takeaways from this event? I think the number one takeaway would be the importance of having a contingency plan. We need to ensure that we have a robust backup system and procedures in place for when the primary digital tools fail. And this does include having manual systems for dispatching and reporting and ensuring that all personnel are trained to use them. With more and more technology entering the fire service, collaboration with tech experts is vital because they're the ones that we're going to look to when any other potential issues do arise. And they will be the ones that will be able to address and aid them quickly. But while they're working on that, we need to have a backup plan. I think many of us can agree that this update glitch was a little bit of a wake-up call and exposed a lot of vulnerabilities. But I want to hear from you guys. Go to our social media pages and leave comments about some backup plans that you and your agency might have and start a conversation to help others. Talking about this stuff is the first proactive step to better prepare for future challenges and continue to serve our communities effectively. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Fire Headlines. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on social media. If you have a question, please reach out to us at fireheadlines@wfca.com and let us know what's on your mind. We'll see you back here next week for more Fire Headlines.